Hey guys, this is a quick blog, and then I'm going to do my editorial. It is Friday, and I have an editorial for you. A little bit of a video clip at the end of it. But on this one, so this video blog here is in response to back to the incident that happened in the middle of the street on Monday night here in Yucaipa, California. And then I did the other video, remember, where the restaurant said we're not going to allow people with red hats and gang attire and what have you. And they've since retracted their dress standards, and they're going back to redress that. But somebody said, F that restaurant, F you too. You're on the wrong team. I was like, team? There's teams? What is this, kickball? But I made a reply to that person. And by the way, that person has no content on their YouTube channel. Of course they don't. A lot of people that say this stuff to me don't have any content on it. I'm like, make a video and say it. But I made a reply to them, and then I went back and read my reply, and it was so sexy. I said, man, I got to do a video and let everybody know this comment. So I'm going to read my response to that person who said, F that restaurant and F you too. You're on the wrong team. Really, there's teams? So I wrote, there are those who support the U.S. Constitution and those who don't allow constitutional rights to be exercised. I'm on the team, I used quotes, of the U.S. Constitution. I support free speech, freedom of press, right to peaceably assemble, and so forth. Yes, the restaurant was 100% wrong for doing that, and they were. Just because some people got out of order don't mean that, everybody's wrong. But absolutely, I put, and then I went on, I am not blaming the protesters nor the group protecting Yucaipa for anything other than a mob of men and women ran across the street to physically confront a group of youngsters under 20 years old holding signs, and some were yelling, wow, they're yelling at me. That's what I put. And they were. You know what? I'm not going to take away that, yes, some of those youngsters were yelling back across the street. And they were yelling, and yes, so what? Grow up. He's yelling at me. I'm going to go punch him. What are you, 15? Once you hit 30, you're supposed to be over that. Then I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to readdress that in a minute. But I'm going to go. So I said, if people get upset at my videos, then it's because they are embarrassed by their actions. In most cases, that's true. The video of the altercation is unedited. If you believe you were right, then copy and mirror the video. You can do that. And video blog and narrative what the other side did wrong. Why did I record her sign? I said, because George Floyd is the spark that lit the fire. There's no team per se. There are people who respect freedom and people who want to shut freedom down, period. That's what I put. And it's true. Why did I see there? I think they're upset because I turned and recorded her sign and said, we're tired of the racism. We're tired of this. We're tired of that. I wasn't talking about all that group over in front of the Yucaipa bicycle shop. I was talking about, generally speaking, that's why these protests, because a white cop killed a black man. And I went through yesterday all of the indiscretions and injustices against blacks by police officers and whites. I did that yesterday. It's called History of Brutality, if you want to go watch that video. But it seems like you can't really say anything in America anymore without people generalizing your statement. Oh, you said that. That means me. Well, if it means you, then it means you. If it doesn't mean you, then shut up. If it means you, then I must be talking about you. If let's say you have 18 people standing on the side of the road and someone throws a rock and breaks a car window and I go, look at this. How's that right? Throwing rocks at cars. All 18 people get upset and go, why are you talking about us throwing rocks? Well, are you the guy that threw the rock? I talked about somebody throwing a glass bottle and it shattered on a car, and all these people are upset at me now saying, well, they did wrong too. You're talking about us doing wrong. Are you the one that threw the bottle? Well, I didn't throw the bottle. Then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the guy who threw the bottle and it shattered on top of the car. You're supposed to be protecting Yucaipa, not scaring the residents driving down the road. How's that protecting them? You see, but people are upset at me for speaking out about that. Well, you should be speaking about them. This isn't a finger-pointing game. This is simply bringing accountability to those who are not keeping themselves accountable. There's no reason a glass bottle should have been thrown at that car. There is no reason. It is unacceptable, period. And then someone else commented yesterday and told me that they're blaming my video and saying they're getting death threats and so forth. Knock that off, people. Knock it off. That's immature. You want to face somebody? Face them. But most of that is people that hide behind a keyboard or hide behind their telephone or what have you. I've had people tell me, you're hiding behind your camera. How am I hiding behind my camera? I'm standing out on the sidewalk like this in front of the action. I'm not hiding anywhere. I'm there. I'm gathering it. I'm documenting it. But I wanted to read that comment in a video form to let everybody know, because I don't know how many will read that comment on that video. So I'll make a video and read it, because that's what I'm about. The U.S. Constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of press, the right to peaceably assemble, the right to redress your grievances, the right to practice your religion. That's what this is about. And they were, I don't have any problem with people in Yucaipa pushing out the looters and the rioters. They want to come to Yucaipa and loot and break windows and burn buildings. Yeah, we're going to run them out of town. Hell yeah. But if they want to come here and stand with signs and say no justice, no peace, we need better police. They're not talking about Yucaipa. They just come here to have their voice heard in Yucaipa. Okay, but we're talking nationally, guys. I think we got great deputies here in the Yucaipa Police Department. But there's nothing wrong with actually coming here and doing that, because this is an American city. As far as I know, this isn't a commune. This is an American city in California. You don't want people coming here? Go join a commune and shave your head. This isn't the Soviet Union. This is an American city. If people want to come here and stand with a sign and yell, no justice, no peace, let them. Well, that causes rioters and stuff to come in. Then we'll deal with them. But you can't violate people's constitution rights in the name of protecting something else. And then say, well, I'm an American. I believe in America. I believe in freedom. But you're running these people out of town for expressing their First Amendment right to free speech and to peaceably assemble. Contradiction much? And that's what I'm about. And if you're upset with me because I made some video, then you were probably doing something you shouldn't have been doing. Because the people that were doing the right thing should go, that's right, guys, knock it off. Let's just protect Yucaipa. If they want to come here and say no justice, no peace, that's fine. If we want to yell at them, you have the right to yell at them. Sure you do. I'm not going to complain about that. But when you run across the street and start puffing your chest out, and I understand that both sides did that. Yeah, there were a couple of guys from the protester side that went out and got in the face of other people too. Sure, both sides are guilty of that. But the protectors of Yucaipa, two things I saw. You didn't have to run across the street. You could have stayed over there and kept yelling at them and saying, these guys, man. And two, you didn't have to throw bottles at cars. And not everybody did that. I only saw 2 bottles. One shattered on the street and one hit the top of a car. Whoever did that, that's the person you should say, look, if you're going to be doing that, you're not going to come out there and stand with us. That's what you should be saying. Not, this guy's making a video and he's running us down and calling us racists and calling us rednecks. And I've never called any of you that. That's the people that are commenting and so forth. You should talk to them. Because I've never labeled any of that. I know sometimes I use silly accents like, we'll run you out of town, boy. That's just the way I do. I don't mean to label you or symbolize any of you as redneck or anything. I have family from Kentucky. I have family from North Carolina. I have family from Arkansas. So if you want to call anybody a redneck, because I got a lot of family from down south. Myself, I grew up in Fontana, what they used to call Fontucky. My dad used to drink and party with the Hells Angels. True story. Us kids would be playing out in the yard. There'd be Harleys all over the place, and they'd be like, don't run a crew through the bikes. We'd be like, all right, we'd run over and play on the other side. Yeah, true story. I grew up with bikers, Hells Angels. So I understand a lot of you. But what I don't get is we're going to protect the businesses and we're going to protect all of, this. We've got American flags. But when you got youth standing there just holding their signs, and okay, yeah, they yelled stuff. That's free speech. Run across the street to confront them. You say they threw something at us. I didn't really see anybody throw anything from that side. But I'm not going to keep rehashing that. I'm just saying, guys, it's time to put this to rest. If you want to peaceably protest, God bless you, get out there and do it. If you want to yell back and forth at each other, yell away. But when you start throwing your fists, I hope you're under 30, because by the time you're 30 years old, you should be over that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I got an editorial coming. Thanks for watching.